Hey folks, there's a lot of good advice out there these days about what to do if you're stuck at home waiting out this virus. There's a lot of blogs and vlogs and videos telling you all these little projects that you can do, shooting projects that maybe you've never tried before. And this is a really good idea, a good time to hone your camera skills and maybe get into some different types of photography that you've never tried before. And like I said, most of these are centered around in-house projects, although for some of you it is okay to go outside, find open air parks that aren't too crowded. Maybe you can try some macro photography, but I'm here to steer you in maybe a little bit different direction. And my advice to any photographers that are trying to self-quarantine and have a little extra time on their hands is to sit down and really get to know your camera. Maybe that's by checking out YouTube videos and tutorials on how to set up your camera, or finding that manual that you've tucked away somewhere. Maybe even going on Amazon and ordering a book for your camera. But I tend to just sit down with my camera when I first get it, even if that's the first couple of nights laying in bed before I go to sleep, going through every single setting. I go through every menu option, every setting, find out what everything does. And I know a lot of people just kind of pick up a new camera and slowly get to learn it and wing it. But here's your chance to really sit down and understand what your camera can do. Most of your cameras have what they call custom settings, or in the Sony language it's MR, memory return. And this is a way to completely set up your camera for a certain style of shooting and be able to switch back and forth. Say you're a landscape shooter, but you also do portraits. You can completely set up your camera with all its custom settings for each of these different types of shooting and store that in memory. So when you're doing your landscape shooting, it's literally just a spin of the dial to get back to the settings you want, and you can quickly move over to portrait mode or macro mode, whatever it may be. There's also all kinds of little tricks for most of the cameras out there. So that's my advice. I would sit down with your camera, maybe grab a manual, and really get to know your camera. That's the best way to learn. If you're going to end up doing paid shoots, and there's always going to be situations that come up where you really have to think on your feet, and the more you know your camera, the better you're going to be. So I would just cuddle up with your camera during this time and really get to know it. And who knows, I have some time on my hands. I'm probably going to be throwing some tips out there. There's definitely things, especially in the Sony cameras, which I shoot, that I guarantee you don't even know it could do. But so anyway, do what you can to get through these times. Like I said, that's my 2 cents. Thanks.